Wanted to shoot a little video today testing out some of these new fire plugs that I got, fire starter plugs. They're from Bigfoot Bushcraft in Colorado, and I wanted to test them against two of my other favorites that I carry regularly. These Sparkley Quik Tinders that I have in a lot of my with my knife kits and stuff that a lot of you are probably familiar with. I'll add pictures in so you can see them up closer. But I just wanted to test them, how much easily each one took a spark and how long a flame you'll get. I have a picture showing the different sizes. They're not all equal in length, so that's gonna affect the amount of time that it burns. But just for knowledge sake, I wanted to test each one against each other just to see which one lasts the longest, and then you just decide based on how quickly each one takes a spark and size, what you want to carry in different kits. I just thought it'd be an interesting little test. These are the Wazoo Fire Plugs. So I'll get one set. We'll burn one at a time, and I'll set the timer on the watch, and we'll just see how quickly each one goes. I'll bring you in. We'll start with the Quik Tinder. We'll fluff up one of those, and we'll just use the sparker that came with the Quik Tinders. And you just want to fluff these up. The better you fluff it, the easier it'll take that spark and get going. As soon as we have some spark, I don't like to fluff the whole thing up, leave some of it bound. I find that just allows it to burn a little longer, personally. Try that. And then this is just the sparker that comes with the Quik Tinder kits. Go. Took right off, and bring you in. I wanted to burn it on this piece of pine 2x3 just to see how each one burns and if it actually catches the pine on fire, and see which one leaves a bigger scorch mark. I'll bring you in so you can see. And the wind is blowing today, so that's going to affect burn times, but still it's going to, they're all going to burn quicker because of the wind, and we got a good wind blowing across here. But you can see the scorch mark that's leaving on this pine is pretty good. So you're going to have no problem getting a fire going with some proper fire relay. And you can see it's still going. We're over a minute now. Bring the stopwatch in so you can see that. Like I said, these generally last about two minutes, the Quik Tinders, but with this wind, it's going to burn a lot faster, as will the others. You guys saw how easily and quickly that took that little spark and took off and ignited. We still got a little bit of an ember going there. We're over 2 minutes, but I'd say that's about, yeah, we're done. So you guys saw that lasted about 2 minutes, right around the 2 minute mark. Again, they last slightly over 2 minutes if it's not windy, and the wind's blowing through here pretty good, as you can see with the way the smoke and but that lasted pretty good, and it took off quite well with that little spark. So that, you know, you don't need a lighter, you don't need anything else. But here, let's reset our timer. All right, now we're gonna try one of the Wazoo fire starters plugs. We'll see how well it takes the spark after being fluffed up a little, and how long we'll get a burn time. This one's a little more waxy than the other one, so it's a little harder to get those little fluffy fibers like with the Quik Tinder. All right, test that. See how quickly it goes. I put them right up against that wheel because it's only a minor spark that's coming out. There we go. All right, I'll bring you guys in so you can see. So that's the Wazoo fire plug going. Same thing, that one took off nice and easy with just that little spark. So you don't even need to carry something like a ferro rod or anything. Just, I mean, a spark from just this tiny little wheel. Spark from a dead lighter would work. I have not tried them with a spark from flint and steel. Not sure how that would work. Something that maybe I can test in the future to see. We're about halfway through, maybe a third of the way through on this fire plug, and it's still going strong. You can see the smoke coming from down around. It's catching the wood on fire. You can already see we have a much bigger scorch mark in the wood. What's nice with these tinders is just makes it gives you a more leeway in getting a fire going in inclement weather or whatnot. You can see with that wind blowing, I mean, we're getting huge scorch marks on that wood. I pull the watch away a little bit so it's not getting caught in that flame. Here we are over 2 minutes and still going strong. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this pine catches fire pretty good with between this plug or the one from Bigfoot Bushcraft. You can see this is why I like to leave them mostly whole, because it just burns longer. You can see where the area that I fluffed up burnt down real quick and just dissipated, whereas the area, what's left now is all the section that was whole. So it just burns and keeps an ember a lot longer. I mean, we got ridiculously good flame still here after 4 minutes. If you can't get a fire going with that, I don't know. You need more practice. So we got As you can see, we got solid flame after 5 minutes. Again, this was the Wazoo Fire Plug that they sell. And I've been carrying these in place of the Quik Tinders. I do have Quik Tinders in some of my knife kits because they're smaller and they fit, whereas the Wazoo ones are larger. I could cut some down, but I just haven't done that. But I carry the fire plugs in my belt and in my hat from Wazoo, and in a few other kits as well. But you can cut them in half, and obviously you're going to get plenty of time out of just a half of one of those plugs. And here we're going on 6 minutes and still going strong with a nice flame. And you see how well the wood's good and scorched and catching. I mean, you can see that size difference between that little scorch mark from the Quik Tinders, the Quik Tinder I burned, compared to the Wazoo Fire Plug. As you can see, we still going strong, going on 7 minutes. We got good flame. So basically, if you live in a wet weather area, I would definitely keep some of these on hand when you go out. Sure helps. Can save you. It's still got some smoke, but it's still it's almost out. Still a little bit of ember there. And I'd call it about, yep, that's gone. About a little over 7.5 minutes, about 7 minutes 40 seconds. So now we're gonna test out one of the fire plugs from Bigfoot Bushcraft. It says that they're made right in Colorado. They're a pink. I'll take that and fluffed up the one end. Same thing as the Wazoo, they're sort of waxy. Not quite as much as the Wazoo plugs. Especially on the outside, it's a lot drier, but the inside, you can feel the waxiness. And I'm puffing these up more than I probably need to, but just makes it easier for it to get a good spark. You can see, you can see, puffing it up pretty good. Same thing. We'll test it with a spark. And the other two took off quick and easy, so we'll see how this does. Yep, there we go. Got our watch started. Bring you guys in so you can see. Same thing, we've got, nice, good, solid flame. Well, we're at 5 minutes, and you can see it's still got plenty to go. Going strong, solid flame, catching the wood on fire, scorching it. Wind's cutting through here pretty good. Well, we're over 6 minutes, still going good. No, we suppressed the time took for the Wazoo one to burn out, but that was to be expected because this is a little bit larger fire plug. Although I will say we've been getting a little more wind during this one than we did with the other two. But we're over 8 minutes and still going strong, so yeah, still got an ember going there with some smoke. I'd say that's about it. No, there's still some material there. You could ignite that again. See if we can ignite it while holding the phone. Okay, it did start again. Switch hands. Got that last little bit going. Anyway, we'll bring you back. So you can see the scorch marks and how much they burnt into the wood. That's the Wazoo one. That was the the Quik Tinder. And then this is the Bigfoot Bushcraft. Alright. So anyway, you could see after that test how much better the newer plugs on the market are, the fire plugs. Obviously it's huge just switching from the Quik Tinders to the Wazoo plugs, and then these new ones that I got from Bigfoot Bushcraft I'm excited to mess around with. They're definitely they lasted for over a minute more than the Wazoo, which again, they were expected to last longer because they were minimally a little bit longer than the Wazoo plugs. So that's all going to come into play, and when you're trying to squeeze whatever into your kits, which one's going to fit. I have no problem carrying either one of these. You're going to have an easier time trying to get a fire going in wet weather or whatever. You know, say in an emergency, you need to get something going now, and you don't want to rely on natural tinder gathering it, processing it down. You want something that you could just throw in under some like birch bark, processed tinder, you know, just so you can get a fire going quickly. These are nice. Yeah, I like starting my fires with natural tinder and challenging myself, but these are nice to carry in an emergency, or you just want a fire quick. But these Quik Tinder I've been moving away from, as I'm sure everybody else, because you can see the difference. Yeah, they work, but you know, you're talking 2 minutes time burning, and you can see the difference in the scorching and how much easier it's going to be to get a fire going with one of these opposed to that. And the sparker works awesome for any of these. You know, obviously a ferro rod works, anything that's going to create just a minor spark. Again, I think I'm going to shoot another video testing and trying to light them with flint and steel. I'm not sure if that'll work as well, because it's the spark you get off flint and steel isn't quite as hot as what you're getting off these or a ferro rod, so ferrocerium rod. But anyway, so that was my test. Again, each one of those would last slightly longer if you were getting a fire going, because you're going to protect it from the wind. You could see as the wind was whipping across there, and they were just burning up faster, but they'd get a longer burn time. So, you know, the times I'm showing you are, you know, the least they're going to burn. They're going to burn longer if you're protecting them and keeping them out of the wind, down in your fire, getting your sticks going and whatnot. So the Quik Tinders were right about 2 minutes. The Wazoo burned up in 7 minutes 40 seconds, and the fire plugs were about 8 minutes 40 seconds. And then there was that little bit left that I could still start right back up, that little, you know, puffball left. So I could see either one of these getting close to 10 minutes. The Bigfoot Bushcraft may get over 10 minutes. I'm gonna play around with trying those the way you normally would with a fire out of the wind and whatnot, and see what kind of times I get. But I just wanted to run this test since these are new to me and I've never messed with them before. Kind of I mean, you can't beat the price. I want to say it was like, shoot, maybe 25 bucks for this pack shipped. May have been a little more. Go to the site and you can find out. It's Bigfoot Bushcraft, but I will still carry the Wazoo fire plugs. And really, honestly, for getting a fire going, either of these, I'd cut them in half, if not thirds, and you could easily get a fire going. And you know, so I mean, out of each one of those, you could get 3 fires going, maybe 4. Because they burn so well and so long. But anyway, I'm gonna cut the video short now. Let me know if you guys have messed around with any of these fire tenders, these synthetic ones, I guess. Well, not really synthetic, but these pre-made tenders, and what your thoughts are. If you carry the Wazoo, if you carry the Bigfoot Bushcraft, or if you still carry the Quik Tinders. And what your thoughts are if you're changing over to any of the others. Let me know down in the comment section, and let me know what other ones are out there that you guys really like and that you're getting good burn times out of. Anyway, hope you guys all have a great day. Thanks.